Hey, good people. This is Rocky with Rocky's Reality, the #1 podcast for unfiltered and unapologetic culture, entertainment, and relationships. Tap in live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I chat with some of the dopest artists, celebrities, influencers, entrepreneurs, and more. Make sure to catch us live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Roku. See you soon. Hey, welcome to Rocky's Reality. Happy almost Friday. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in, tapping in. We have a great show tonight. Actually, my first guest had to reschedule, things happen, but I'm glad that my second guest, and not even second, that one of my guests this evening is still able to join me because I have been a fan of hers for a long time. And when y'all see her, she is one of our favorite aunties, okay? When y'all see her, you are going to be elated and enjoy the conversation. She is an actress, a comedian, a hustler. She has she has all type of products for sale as well, and we'll get into that as far as what she offers. But just all around a dope ass woman, and you can just tell she has evolved. And I have loved watching her career and just how she's evolved as a person. So I wanted to show a clip of some of her work. Now, she's done so many things. I was looking at her IMDb and I'm like, she has been in so much stuff that I forgot she had been in. I remember first seeing her in Tyler Perry's For Better or For Worse, way back, I want to say like 10 years ago. And then since then, she's just done a plethora of work. And she was on one of my other favorite shows, 9/11, when it was on Fox. You know, that show has switched networks several times. But right quick, I'm going to show you a clip of some of her work, and then we will meet her.
Oh, Davy, you can't just go around wishing Nazis would kill classmates, especially ones who are
Jews?
Yes, exactly. Your words. Davy, apologize to Ben right now.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to do better than that. Look who it is. Tweedledum and Tweedle-idiot. You will both report here after school to do some unpaid labor in the office.
Like an internship?
No, like a punishment. You're in trouble. So should I expect some kid's head on a spike in tomorrow's drop-off?
They sent skateboard kid home early. Principal's gonna meet with the parents in the morning, figure out what the punishment should be.
What about the kid who fell off the skateboard?
Think I should punish Christopher for getting hurt?
No, but I think you should talk to him about how he got hurt. I know Christopher wants to be like all the other kids, but
You want me to tell him he's different?
he already knows that. You need to teach him what it means. That he has limitations.
I'm not gonna tell my kid that.
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that it's gonna be all right. But I don't think you need to be barring trouble. Not yet. Let's just take this moment and be glad that you're alive. Are you some kind of pirate?
Snake Plissken. Escape from New York. Kurt Russell. John Carpenter's masterpiece.
Oh, right. Well, I prefer Tango and Cash myself, but you look cute, so I approve. I love them. But, you sure you want to give these to me?
I have so many things to remind me of my mom. And I want you to have something to remind you of her.
As if I could ever forget Patricia. Or you. Thank you for the earrings and making me feel like part of the family. All right. So from the looks of that, you would think that she is a dynamic, dramatic actress, which she is. And I love how she has just shown the versatility of her talent because she really is funny as hell, y'all. When she was here in Detroit, she had us in stitches. And from what you all have seen, hopefully in the past of her work, you've seen that she is one funny mama for real. So welcome to the stage, Coco Brown.
Hey,
Thanks for joining me.
How are you?
I'm good, hanging
Good.
in there.
Good.
Thank you for joining us. And this is Mompreneurs. So we're celebrating mompreneurs like yourself. And
Okay.
May is also Mental Health Matters Month.
Yes.
So as you can see, my t-shirt said my mental health is non-negotiable.
I know that's right.
So and thank you for being someone who really helps with our mental health. Okay.
I try.
By the way.
I try. You know, the crazier I am, the funnier I am.
Exactly. You got to laugh to keep from crying a lot of times.
No, real talk.
So thank you, Coco. I know, like me, you're a busy mom. You want funny mama, but you want busy mom as well.
Yes, Lord, but you know, God provides.
I love it, and I really appreciate. And I just want to take this moment, like I do with a lot of my guests, to give you your flowers. Give you your flowers while you can still smell them.
Thank you.
While you are still here, such a dynamic talent. As I said, you were my favorite character on For Better or For Worse, by the way, with Tyler Perry. And I know that was years ago as Jennifer, but yes.
When I heard you say 10 years, I said, I started that show before my son was born, a year before he was born. So you're talking about that show is 13 years old.
Ooh. So that's over 10 years, right? I was just guessing.
When you said that, I started doing the math in my head, and I said, "Oh my God, like that was 13 years ago."
Yeah, because this is 2025. Don't it go quick?
Yes.
It seems like we've been in a time warp, especially with the pandemic passing,
it's
right?
Like flying. It's like flying, and it's like I'm just trying to smell the roses for once in my life. You know, take a moment and pause.
Right. And I love how you are. I love how you have evolved. And as you said, you are now again embracing who Farrah is. I love when you said that.
I'm on for a reason, baby.
I love that. So wait, let's talk about that a little bit, because I know that was like years ago. And that's why when I was looking at some clips, I'm like, damn, this was like 2014. I was like, she done come a long way by like Virginia Slims, baby. I love it. I love how your body of work has just evolved. So can we talk a little bit about, because you know Tyler Perry is still a lot of people's favorite as far as, and just whether you like him or not, we can't deny that.
Won't be no Tyler Perry slander on my watch.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, I know that you know, and that's what makes him so great. He has so many people who talk mess, but also his talent cannot be denied.
His business sense. You can say all you want, but that businessman, baby, I learned a lot just from observation. So
let's talk about that. About how it was working with him.
It was a crash course. It was a boot camp, you know, and I was discussing that with a friend of mine earlier. Those of you that watched Country Wayne was here with my Country Wayne boyfriend Diesel earlier. We were working out some scripts because he's doing an audition and I was helping him out. And he was just like, I knew to come to you. He said, because you've got that, you know, Tyler Perry training. And what he means by that is that I can jump into character like that, especially when it's comedy. I mean, comedy is like breathing to me because my timing and delivery, I mean, I've been in this game 30 years. So it's like a part of it's part of me now. It's part of my DNA. When it comes to drama, a lot of times it's taking that same timing and delivery and putting it in emotional space. Your comedy is very surface, but drama is very, you know, you got to go in, you got to dig deeper. But and he knew that I could give him what he needed to bring his character out for his audition. And I tell people all the time, the best training I ever had was working for TP, because I can take more time researching my character and finding the realness of who I'm portraying and connecting that to me, because I can learn those lines in 2 hours. Once I read those lines back and forth, and that comes from us shooting at a very high pace and very quick. And a lot of people couldn't hang. Oh, baby, I saw some vets go down because they couldn't hang with that, because it takes them days and weeks to learn lines. And being with Tyler, you know, Perry during that time, it was like, you know, you're shooting 5 episodes a day, 5 scripts, and he's changing them as he goes because he feels compelled to do so because he's the writer. And you have to be on your toes. You know, if I learned anything from him, was stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
I love that.
I practice that in all aspects of my life.
Right. I've heard being on his productions is like being in boot camp.
Girl,
like you own it.
I saw these crash and burn.
I love it. Wait a minute. So So can you give a little tea on some of the vets who might have struggled?
No, I'm not gonna say their names. No. If you watch the show, you count the OGs you saw come on our show, and then you do the math.
Okay. You talk about for better or for worse?
It was about 30% of them.
Okay. I'm gonna have to rewatch those. So I love how I've not even heard, but just have seen in interviews, several actors and actresses have said he has paid them the most they've ever been paid in their career. Is that something you experienced as well?
I experienced that in an indirect way. He blessed me immensely when my house burned down.
Oh.
And he gave that to me so freely and walked away like it was like $5. And I'm still like, I just want to get like that one day. And I can give a lot of money and I think about it. But I mean, it would be lovely if, he pays me to be in something one day. But, and at the time when I was with him, he was paying me the most I had ever made as an actress. So yes, during that time I was on the show, that was the most I had been paid. And that actually opened up doors for me to get paid more because it set a bar. So therefore, every project I went after that, the price went up. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. So, I mean, on two ways, he blessed me immensely.
I love to hear that. So shifting to talking about the house fire, I was watching another interview where you were talking about that. And I could just imagine the devastation. But it's like you were a phoenix who rose from the ashes, so to speak. You said that was like that opened up a new phase in your life. Talk about how that shifted things for you and your son. And this is how long ago when that happened?
This was only a year ago. It happened on February 18th, 2024.
Ooh, so still fresh.
It's been a year and a few months since that happened. And to know that we have rebuilt, regrouped in such a way, I know it ain't nothing but God. And the people he sent through him to help me during that time. So, it's definitely been a situation where we both had epiphanies that just because it's a house does not mean it's a home. We've had epiphanies on if something don't feel right, it ain't right. For me, and this is just, I've been feeling this way for a while because of what my son said the day after the fire. He said, can we never go back to that house? And I was like, why, baby? And he goes, it's cursed. And when I think about that house, it was a beautiful home, beautiful neighborhood. Love my neighbors, miss them. But a good thing is they're wonderful. They still visit me, talk to me, whatever. That house had, 5 floods. Let me see. Yeah, 5 floods and then the fire. And it's funny how my girlfriend put it to me like this. She said, girl, what did God tell Moses when he told Noah when he said to build that ark? He said, I'm coming with water and what I'm coming with afterwards. And I was like, fire. She said, the man was trying to tell you to leave the house. You think about it metaphorically, 5 floods, and then you had to come with fire for me to get out.
Right.
So I kind of had my Noah moment. And, and just recently I had another epiphany about, because I feel like that had to happen. As sad as it was to lose a lot of things that I lost that I'll never get back, thank God I have memory. And I think about them often, things I cannot get back, pictures, photographs, my mother's jewelry, my father's suits, things they were very near and dear to me that unfortunately were lost in the fire. But of course we had our lives and it woke us up. But the biggest thing I've taken, and this just happened recently, I went to see that movie Sinners.
Ooh!
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what I did, honey. I had invited too many vampires in my house.
Ooh. Now, is this the house you were with your ex-husband?
No. It was where I went after I divorced him.
Okay. But you saw that energy probably.
Well, that, and then I was letting a lot of people that were doing nothing but sucking the life out of me come. And what you got to realize, and tell you how I know this is true. And I ain't trying to be funny, but they said this. I realized something. This is how I know it's true. I invited those energies and those people into that home. And there was always this heaviness and stench in that house. I could not, it just was so, shout out to Q and Coda Films in the building. That's who produced the wonderful movie Twisted Hearts.
Yes.
But it was a heaviness in that house. You just couldn't, I don't care how much sage, how I cleaned it, how I do everything. And so recently, I moved into this new home and it has a place. It's just peaceful. And I remember I had a Super Bowl get together, and a lot of people invited people to my home that I did not know about. There were a lot of people in my home I did not know that had been invited by other people. And the next morning, I was so upset, and I saged the whole house, and that peace came back. That feeling of peace, and that came back in that house. And I realized that's because, baby, you didn't invite them in.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you were able to get rid of all that negative, whatever energy was in your house the day after that party, and there was a bunch of strangers in your crib.
Yep.
That's how you were able to get rid of that energy, because you didn't invite them in.
Yeah.
And that's,
so,
that's like crazy, but I'm telling you, that's my truth.
No, it's not. No, that makes perfect sense, actually. Because again, my mental health is non-negotiable. And that's so true. As you mature,
spiritual health, my space, everything. It's like that. It changed me where I'm very, very, very adamant where my peace is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And if you even look like you might come in here and rattle up something, you go.
You gotta go.
It's a billion people out here, honey. Somebody can replace you.
Exactly.
That won't
that is not even crazy at all, Coco. That makes perfect sense. And at our big age, I don't know how old you are, but I'm 48, and it's as I've matured.
I'm a little older.
Yeah, but so you understand, I understand where you're coming from with this. It's not crazy. It makes perfect sense how you have to be intentional about your energy. You have to be
who you let around you, who you let in your energy, in your space.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, it was like a ton of bricks when I realized I was sitting in Sinners and the movie was over. And if you've seen Sinners, you're going to sit there for a second like, what the hell did I just watch? No. And you're going to have that moment, and I'm walking to the car, and me and my girlfriend were talking about it because me and her went. And then I was sitting out, by my pool. God is good. And I was thinking about it, and I said, holy crap. Because everybody took their own metaphors and messages from that movie.
Yeah.
That's what I took from mine, is that you have this beautiful home that you went to cleanse yourself from your divorce and all the pain and the betrayal and hurt. And what you did, instead of doing that, you invited more demons inside. And that's why you couldn't get them out, because you invited them in. So it's like, honey, trust and believe, honey. This right here. Hey, but a few people know this address.
I love it. And I could just tell you were in a different spirit and energy when we met in person. And I just loved how inviting you were. And I could tell that you are in a state of evolution right now, because you were talking about, let's talk about that, how the distinction between Coco, One Funny Mama Brown, and Farrah Brown. Let's talk about that.
To be honest with you, I had lost Farrah for 20, maybe 25 years. Because I came into this business, and I'll tell anybody, I'm woman enough to admit it. When I came into this business, it wasn't because I had dreamt of being a comedian. It wasn't I dreamt of being an actress. That was the furthest thing from my mind. I wanted to be Claire Huxtable. I wanted to be either a broadcast journalism or a lawyer. I was totally like, excuse me, not even thinking about this. And then the opportunity presented itself. And at the time, I was in a very confused place in my life. I didn't know really what I graduated college, and I had all these dreams, but then I was like afraid. I had imposter syndrome. I was insecure. I didn't know. So I saw the opportunity to reinvent myself, to become what I thought everyone would like and love. And that's where Coco Brown came from. And as time evolved and I was trying to create this person that would be loved and validated and appreciated and seen, Farrah was literally inside of me going, hey, what about me? What about
I'm still here. I'm still here.
You never finished evolving me, boo.
Exactly.
Now you trying to make us somebody else.
Yeah.
And it took 2 decades, for me to realize that I had smished down the best part of me. Because I had been living this life that I thought I had to be something else to be accepted and validated. Yeah. And when I finally said, okay, I am very well ready to show the world Farrah, I didn't even know who Farrah was anymore. Because I had pushed her down for so long trying to be Coco Brown. And honestly, the losing my father, it's been a process. It wasn't just the house. The house was the coup de grace. But taking care of 2 dying parents, losing my father, losing my mother, having them both pass away in my arms, and then losing my house, it was just a catalyst that I realized Farrah has been here, but for some reason, I didn't think she was good enough. and realizing that I was able to take care of my child, my household, 2 dying parents, still do a career, movies, TV shows, comedy shows, and still be okay. Say that ain't Coca, that's Farrah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, the resilience that I found in myself after the fire, after the death of my parents, I realized that had nothing to do with Coca. That was Farrah. So in the midst of all of this, you know, I've been embracing that girl that I tried to hide, thinking she wasn't good enough, and realizing this heifer better than Coca. So that's the evolution of it all. And, you know, I have to be real with you. I don't know how long I'm going to be Coca Brown. She's a personality. She's who I created to be accepted. But what you fail to realize is that, like I always tell people, when I first started getting on them stage, it was a pick me mentality. Pick me. I've already been picked. So now really all my energy goes into picking Farrah.
Yes.
Right now. Seriously. You know, and a lot of people are like, you're so different now. Yeah, because you ain't never met me. You never met me.
Yeah.
You never met me.
That's the point of being different. I love, and you know what? I love how as women we just evolve and we get to reach different levels and these epiphanies that we have, and just being transparent and upfront and honest about that. And I feel as an artist, in a way, we have an obligation to show people that at times that we, as you said, Coco is a persona. That's not who I am. That's not who you are. That's just a part of who
That's
you
why
are.
she always felt foreign to me.
Yeah.
I could never put my finger on it. But every accomplishment I made as Coca always felt bittersweet. Because Farrah was inside going, I'm good. I can do this.
Exactly.
Hide me, you know. So it's like now people are meeting me truly for the first time. A lot of people are, because they're meeting Farrah.
And thank you to everyone who's watching Stand Up Guide, Cool and Coda Films, Virgie. Thank you everyone for tapping in. And I want to say you are looking good, by the way.
Thank you, girl.
Listen.
Don't let somebody dusty, undiagnosed son stress you out.
Wait a minute. So speaking of, because this is Mental Health Month, so talk about that journey of losing weight, because similar to you, I've been on this journey the past couple years, have lost about 40 pounds. And I think, again, as we mature and we become the aunties, we look, we are deciding to do better.
I wear that badge proudly.
Listen, okay, I love being the aunties. It ain't no competition.
It's a wonderful sweet spot where you know more than you did. You're still learning, but you're so confident in who you are, you ain't nothing to play with.
Listen,
spot, baby.
Way better now at 40 than 20. Yes, way better. Y'all better get you one of these.
Some of you young girls need to get you an auntie, because you letting these dudes do absurd things.
Listen, so let's talk about the weight loss. How that came about, and because I was looking at some of the clips, I was like, child, she looked like 2 different people. Because when I first saw you in person, I was looking, I said, that looks like
I see pictures of me pop up on the internet when I was about 280, and I'm like, God, why didn't nobody say nothing? But honestly, my weight loss journey, you know, I was a yo-yo dieter for years. But what was a catalyst for me to lose the weight for good and just really maintain my weight and really pay attention to my health was when I became pregnant with my son. In my 3rd trimester, I got gestational diabetes. And excuse me. And they had told me that once I had him, it would go away. Well, it didn't, because I was so overweight. So I began the process gradually. I tried different things, South Beach diet. You know, I tried all kinds of Nutra this and Nutra that, and, you know, pills and stuff. And actually a friend of mine got me into intermittent fasting. Because I'm not a big eater. I was just eating a lot of the wrong crap. So when I got into intermittent fasting and I began to control my portions. You can eat whatever you want. It's just, if you have a pizza, have a slice. Why eat the whole thing?
Right.
It's discipline in terms of that. I condition myself to say, okay, if I do have a soda, it's got to be diet, but I really don't want a soda. What else can I drink that's going to give me flavor? Because I'm not a big fan of water like that. Ooh, I can do Crystal Light. Ooh, I can put lemons and grapes and strawberries in my water and let them sit
Yeah.
overnight, and it's wonderfully refreshing, and cucumbers
Yeah.
and lime and all that. So it was a lifestyle choice for me. That's why I've been able to lose over 95 pounds over the last decade.
So did you have surgery? You ain't had no surgery.
Now, I'll be real with you. I did the stupid thing. I had a tummy tuck knowing they had to remove about 5 stomachs for it to look right. And I did what they told me. Now, if I had a tummy tuck now, it would look like I had a tummy tuck.
Okay.
But
Okay.
like a dummy, I had a tummy tuck right after my son was born. But girl, you still 275. It don't
Right.
show.
Right.
But would I do it now? I think sometimes, do I want to have another tummy tuck now that I've lost all the weight? And I do have, what the hell is this? What is this? But at the same token, I've been trying to work out. And I know that because I had a C-section, I can't flatten my stomach completely.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about maybe doing a tummy tuck later, maybe just to go ahead and say I'm going to have a flat stomach when I die. Because no matter how much I lose, I'm just going to have loose skin because the muscle's severed. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But overall, though, I said it's crazy because the other day, it's like when I hear people refer to me as tiny, it blows me. When everyone say, "You're so tiny and petite."
You are though.
My girlfriend the other day, I saw me in a suit. Girl, what's that about size 8? I'm like, back at 10 years ago, you better add a 1 to that. I've gone through clothes that I had in storage when the fire happened. So of course I still had them that I hadn't gotten rid of yet. And they were like 1820s.
Ooh.
And if I was to put them on me now, girl, it's like Hammer. Like I look like Missy in the Rain video.
Yeah.
So it's like to have 8s and 10s in my closet is insane to me. But I feel like I'm at a healthy place because, I feel better. I have more energy. My skin has cleared up immensely.
You look younger too.
Everybody says that. They're like, girls, like you shaved off a decade.
Yeah.
But I think that also has a lot to do with what I'm allowing. I've had moments where I've slipped and fell and fell into some mess of somebody else's drama and bullcrap. But I would say the last one I went through woke me up where I'm like, oh no, honey, the fortress is tall. I'm like Mario Brothers. You better know how to jump over some columns, man.
I got it.
My piece is non-negotiable.
Ooh, child. Now, speaking of that, let's talk about non-negotiable with the piece, Twisted Hearts.
No,
it was a lot going on, baby, with the piece. And listen, they was a fool. So Twisted Hearts, you all, is out now on Prime Video.
Yes.
And let me say, people who know me know that I am a movie buff. Like, I'm a movie buff. Like, listen, I've been watching movies since, the Godfather days, okay? Gone with the Wind, all of those classics.
Take it back, girl, Birth of a Nation. The first one in black and white, okay?
Listen, where ain't had no sound. Listen.
Exactly.
Taking it back, right? So I'm a movie buff like that. And I have to say, with how the movie industry has evolved, this is a really great film. So insightful, so many layers. The dialogue, I was like, I felt like I was with my cousins. Some of the dialogue, I was just like, listen. So you play Dr. Rose, and you play so many roles.
Yeah.
You really embodied that role.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Dr. Rose, because I felt like it was you talking. Like I said, because I
would like to take all the credit that I was acting, but I was acting about 20% of it. The rest was me. Because it's so funny that even in the midst of me being some of the lowest, most confusing points in my life, people always wanted to come to me for advice. I don't know what it is. Maybe I can give advice to other people so well, but you can't do it for yourself.
Yeah,
I think that was me because people always told me. So when Krishan and Q and Coda Films reached out to me about playing Dr. Rose, of course I was like, ooh, a different character that I haven't played, of course. And then when I read the script, I was like, well, hell. This me.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Shout out to my boy comedian Rudy Rush because he recommended me like, that's cool.
And shout out to the producers, Michael Boogie Vision Pinkney.
Yeah,
he's the producer. He's the director as well.
Yes, he was the director. Yes, and Lucky Johnson, Krishan Jones, Q and Coda Films. Shout out to them. I'm super excited. I know they're talking about maybe soon do a sequel. I'm super excited to see where Dr. Rose goes now. Because I feel like it was indicative of something I say in my act. A lot of these young people need some aunties and unks. Bad.
Listen,
Mommy and daddy are different, but that auntie and unc wisdom is
Listen.
different. It hit
when
different.
you told her that line, you said, "Don't be with someone because of who they are or what they do. Be with someone because of how they make you." And I said it, how they make you feel. I said it with you, because in my mind I was thinking that as you were telling that to her, I said, "It's be with someone because how me and you." We said you were Dr. Rose and I said because of how they make you feel at the same time. Baby, it was so many gems dropped.
Yes,
And you're so right. And I love how they just explored so many different avenues about how men relate to each other, how men are, how we feminize them at times, if they showing some type of, sense about them. So I just, yep, it's called Jackie. It is called Twisted Hearts. It's out now, and we're actually going to watch the trailer. It's on Prime. Yep. Thank you everyone for tapping in and watching.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm telling you, I think one of the biggest messages I took from this film, I just showed it recently at my alma mater at Virginia Commonwealth University for Black Alumni Weekend, and the audience was just like, we love it. We love it. Oh my God, this is amazing. Is there going to be a part 2? They were asking. And the thing I could say is, if you watch the movie, you will realize Dr. Rose literally just opened the door. It was up to them to walk in and do the work.
Yeah. She definitely led them horses.
That's what a lot of y'all need to do. Stop looking for someone to save you. Stop looking for someone to give you all the blueprint and all the answers. Why don't you walk through the door of questions and start realizing them yourself?
Yeah. Okay, let's watch the trailer. Because I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great film, and I wish it was like one of those big budget films that could make it to the theaters.
Oh wow!
That's something like we have so much talent out here.
There's a new theater now, honey. So go on, patronize that Prime.
Right. Exactly. That's why I'm letting people know. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Twisted Hearts.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and.
She said 3, right?
I'm Simone. This is Cameron.
This is my honey, Derek.
Ooh-wee.
You like it, Dad?
Can you please put the DY on that?
Well, I call my father Daddy, and it feels kind of weird calling you that, too.
I know that face. What's on your mind?
I just don't know what allowing people in our business is going to do to better this relationship, Jay.
Looks like Dr. Rose left us a note with a full itinerary. Settle in and get to know each other. Figure out why you're here.
My why is because I cheated on him.
I'm ready to get married. But I don't think we can because Derek refuses to introduce me to his family.
My why is because my boyfriend is bisexual.
Wait, like you like boys bisexual?
Oof, that's a problem.
Why is my masculinity a question just because I like to take care of myself?
Okay, gay Dr. Phil.
Nigga, I'm not gay.
I just wish men could understand consequences of actions and words.
Well, let's get this party started, shall we? Jay, I need you to sit with Tori. Derek with Simone, and Cameron with Tiff. This is your man, this is your woman for the rest of the weekend.
Wait, what?
When you leave Monday, you will have a choice to make.
I'm just glad you fold. Cameron just throws his things everywhere.
So why do you think Dr. Rose did this?
I just want y'all to get to know each other. Connect on a deeper level.
Go back. I'm sorry.
You know you don't deserve that, right?
I cheated. It's because of me.
You know what? Fuck this nigga.
Anytime I come to you about my feelings, you always make it about you.
So y'all have only been together a year and you're already not fucking.
Well, it's about more than just sex.
Shit.
Listen, everybody needs a therapist. Like, Everybody needs a therapist like Dr. Rose. Listen, everything. Everybody needs a therapist like her, okay?
Absolutely.
I love it. I was so here for it. I said, listen, everybody needs them a Dr. Rose, okay?
Yes.
And I love when he socked homeboy in the mouth.
Girl.
I was like, oh, he had that coming. He had that coming.
Oh,
and I
my
don't want to give too much away, but
don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. I'm like, ooh, y'all need to watch it.
The chair gonna start burning a little bit while you sitting on it. Some of y'all gonna watch this movie and be like, how they know?
Baby, it was really good. And so
thank you.
With
Shout out to
you,
Taylor Love with her amazing writing.
Yes. Shout out to Taylor Love. Yes, definitely. And as a writer myself, like salute to the writers. We tell the stories of the world.
Yes,
yep. And yes, Jackie, go and watch it. Yep. You found it. Yep. Go watch it on Prime, y'all. A lot of y'all know y'all got y'all Amazon Prime memberships anyway. Go ahead.
Oh, you know, just call somebody. A lot of y'all stealing somebody Prime number anyway.
Exactly. Come on. Shoot, but we want y'all to watch it so they can get the credit, though. We want y'all to watch it on Prime, but it was phenomenal. So, and I really appreciate your time.
Shout out to the cast, man. That cast came with it.
I love it. Yeah, and I like it. I didn't really recognize the whole. Some of them I recognized, but others I didn't. But they said there are definitely some dynamic talent.
I love it when they go find the unknowns to some of us, but you can tell they've done the work.
Yeah, Adrian Lockett.
He was ready.
Oh my God. I was like, that boy, he acting his ass off.
Baby, they was ready. Oh, Adrian, honey. Yes, he had me ready to fight the girl. It was like, this is a movie. Let me go to my room. You know.
What is that like for you? Because you have worked with vets like Samuel Jackson and TP, of course, Angela Bassett, all these people. What is it like working with the new generation?
I will say it's interesting, but I have an utmost respect for those that don't let the glitter and glam of social media distract them from doing the work.
Okay.
When I worked with all that cast from Twisted Hearts, they may not have had a bunch of credits, but them babies was ready. You could tell they done the work, they done the research, they done broke down them characters. They came in there being them characters, not just acting like them characters. I can respect the babies who understand that social media is fine and dandy, but go do the work, because we can tell you don't know how to act when you look in the camera. Okay, so please do the work. Do the work.
Okay, you're right, because it definitely acting is a craft. It's not as easy as people think.
Absolutely.
And you have to hone your craft.
Yes,
and I can tell you definitely honed your craft.
I've been told you have natural talent as a comedian. Yeah, but you don't know that I've been perfecting this for 30 years. Like,
right.
Every time I step on a stage, I challenge myself to be funnier.
Yes. And so Coco, are there any topics that are off limit for you as a comedian?
On stage?
Yes.
Well, I learned the hard way to not really get deep into the LGBTQ plus community, because luckily
they will come for you. They will come for you.
Oh my God, honey.
They will come for you.
Honey, I learned.
I remember we kind of had an awkward moment at one mic in Detroit. You cleaned it up though.
Yeah. And then I had a joke that a friend of mine who is a lesbian helped me write about me going out with a bunch of my lesbian friends. And, I had some lesbians get mad at me. And I said, well, I ain't writing. My friend, I said, look, I called her on the phone and I FaceTime. See, she a stud. She said it was okay.
Right. Exactly.
But it's like, I'm not a big politic person, because that can divide your audience like that. It's how you spin, gay jokes. It's how you spin religious jokes, to be honest with you. Because I've seen someone come and do a completely clean set about the Bible and rip a room that just heard another comic cussing like a mofo. So it's really how you deliver them. But will I not? I would say out of everything is probably political humor, because I have watched comics try to go into political humor and just rip their room in front of the audience in half, and they can't get them back. So that's if I do a joke, I'll do something funny about, just what it was like to have Obama in the office and how we'll never spell Palmer's cocoa butter lotion in the White House again. Other than that, no.
Not Palmer's. I love it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna smell no Palmer's in the house.
Then you know Palmer's, baby, and that. Oh Lord,
flat iron in there no more.
Oh right.
But not really. I just, it's just you just got to read your crowd. Read your crowd.
I love it. So I have enjoyed you, Coco. What do you have coming up next besides Twisted Hearts? Where can people follow you? We're going to wrap it up. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, you can see my website right here. That leads to All Roads Coco Brown. I can give you every one of my handles on social media, but I'll make it real easy for you, honey. You just go to Coco Brown, 4life.com, click on all those wonderful tabs, add yourself, follow me, and let's keep it going. I'm all over the place. I'm going to be in Oklahoma City at Brick Town Comedy Club. Going to be at a couple of Levity Lives coming up. I've got a bunch of shows coming up. Just go to my website and find out where I'm going to be. Hopefully I'll be at a city near you. And if not, there's a comedy club in your town. Call them and say you want to see Coco Brown.
Absolutely, because we enjoyed you. We thoroughly enjoyed you.
Thank you.
I like to end with 5 favorites a lot of times with some of my esteemed guests. And again, I thank you for your time, Coco. So 5 favorites. Okay. What has been, what is your favorite travel destination?
Gosh, favorite travel destination, I would have to say St. Martin. I love St. Martin.
Okay. What has been one of your favorite venues at which you performed?
Baltimore Comedy Factory, hands down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That club is, if you bomb in that club, quit.
Ooh.
Because they come to, that's like a Def Jam comedy show of 1993 stuck in there. It's if you bomb in there, honey, you just ain't funny.
Ooh, Lord. Def Comedy Jam was, oh my gosh, such a culture shift.
This ain't your calling if you bomb in there.
Okay. What has been your favorite role?
I would have to be, it's a tie, but for 2 different reasons. 911, when I played Carla, because that was the first time people could see that Coco was more than your fat, funny sidekick.
Yes.
And then Principal Grubbs on Never Have I Ever, because that was my way of paying homage to my mother, because I played my mom. I was my mom in that. She was an educator for 34 years. I was my mommy. Same haircut, glasses, the whole night. I was my mommy.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Favorite food?
I hate this. It's so black, but I love me a good piece of fried chicken.
I made it nice and crispy.
Some good fried, golden fried wings, honey.
With some hot sauce. You like hot sauce?
Hot sauce, girl. I will put some lemon pepper seasoning. I like my lemon pepper wet.
Okay. Ooh.
Give me that buffalo sauce with the lemon pepper seasoning, baby. I'm gonna be there a minute.
Okay. All right. And last, favorite piece of advice you've received?
God. From my daddy on raising my son. When I left my ex-husband and my dad sat me down to have a conversation about becoming a single mother, he said, I know that's your baby. He said, but you got to put the fear of God in him now, or you will fear him later. And that's some of the best advice he's ever given me, because I have an amazing child that knows that mommy will do anything in the world for you and kill you if you ever disrespect me.
You're making mommy smoothies and everything. Listen, you training him up right. He making you smoothies. Come on.
No, listen, people thought, the dad, I'm serious. That was some of the best advice that I ever was given was my daddy. When I became a single mom, he said, the time my child was like 2 years old, he was my baby. And he said, look, I know that's your baby. He said, put the fear of God in him now.
Yeah.
When it comes to you, or you're going to fear him later.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially as a black man, he needs to know that in this world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I'm grateful my daddy gave me that advice, because it's definitely helped in how I've raised my son. And looking at the results so far on this soon to be 13-year-old, I think I did
Ooh, you're about to enter the teen years, baby. Bless you.
Girl, the balls done dropped, child.
Woo! Been past him a long time now. Extra long, huh?
Ooh, girl, I voiced it. Oh, child.
Yeah, I'll be teasing my son because he got a little peach fuzz. I say, you got a little dirt on the top of your lip.
Too. Girl,
You got a little,
his hair. Just
yeah,
hair.
it's a little, yeah. He shut the door on me now. You know, it's all,
I
you know,
walked
yeah.
in on him
We
one
there.
time recently in the bedroom. He was getting dressed, and I didn't know. And he turned around, and I just went downstairs and cried.
Yep,
I said, "That is no longer a pee-pee."
No, you can't, exactly. You just can't take it
That
personal.
is no longer a wee-wee. That is
It's
not
not.
a wee-wee.
It's not.
There's
It's
a
not.
man in my house. There is a man.
Yep. Voice all deep and stuff. Because my son is
Yep.
14. So same here. So
But but he's still a little mama's boy, though, ain't he?
listen, I tell my kids, I don't care how old you get.
Maybe this big tail smoothie. Tell you need energy for your podcast, mom.
Yeah, they still are babies. So, like I told them, I don't care how old y'all get. Y'all. I know you're not a baby, but you my baby. You always
But it
gonna be
is
my
something.
baby.
But I was fortunate that I've seen it. My brother, my mother. To him, he could do no wrong. But I had the flip side. My mother used to fuss that my daddy thought I walked on water. I was a daddy's girl, so I get it. I get it.
Understood. Same for my daughter. Yes, understood. So, well, Coco, I really enjoyed you, and I look forward to when you come back to Detroit and seeing you just on screen, because I love how you definitely have shown people that your acting chops, that your entertainment.
Well, God willing, they ain't seen nothing yet, sister. God
listen, you don't move me. You move me a lot of times, and I love how you can be funny, but you can be serious as well. And I really
I need all of y'all out there to say the same prayer. Coco Brown needs to be on Law and Order SVU and Paradise.
Listen. Okay, and so when it happens, you're gonna come back to Rocky's Reality, right?
We can all say this prayer.
Listen, let's claim
Coco
it.
Brown needs to be on Law and Order SVU and Paradise. See, that many prayers, God got to hear you.
Listen, we're gonna put it out there. Write the vision and make it plain. We're gonna manifest it.
Exactly.
I'm calling it for you. I'm calling it for you. Once I see deadline when I see that announcement in deadline, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Elephant, yes.
Yes. I'm telling you, we're gonna see that headline and deadline or Variety or Hollywood Reporter. Let's go. And I will be reaching out like, So I'm claiming it for you.
She said it on my show.
Exclusive. Okay.
Yes.
Listen, just like I claim, folks, when I call them, they're gonna be acting like I'm Oprah and Tamron. Listen, ain't gonna be no hesitancy. Let's go.
Rocky got the exclusive.
Yes, definitely gonna post that clip. And yes, Dearest Williams said prayers.
Thank you, Dearest Williams.
That's right.
Come on, let's bombard Jesus's line, honey, because there was two things I want more than life itself right now.
Exactly. Yep. I love it. So I enjoyed you, Coco, and enjoy the rest of your week and take care. And I will definitely be keeping in touch with you and kiss that boy.
I will. I know you, girl. And hope to see you soon. Hopefully I'll get to Detroit. I heard they closed one mic, so.
Ooh, did you? Are you serious?
That's what I heard. Did they?
Oh, I hope that's not true.
I heard it was like right after I left. Like, it was
my gosh, because I thought I saw an event happen there just last week. Let me get on the horn.
Was it a comedy show or an event?
You said what?
Was it a comedy show or an event?
You know, one mic is a whole building, though.
I know, but I think they stopped the comedy club in there. Find out for me and get back to me, girl, because I heard that to the great.
Okay, I'll get the tea and let you know.
I heard that, and I was like, dang, that was a beautiful club. So find out for me if that's true or not.
I will, because I know someone just hosted an event, but it wasn't a comedy event. You're right. It was like a community.
There's a beautiful venue to have events in, but I heard the comedy club party. That's what I heard. Great.
Okay. I'm gonna find out. Let me get to
tea for me, girl. Let me know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know. I'll let you know. I'll get to tea. Okay.
Thank you, sis. Okay.
All right. All right. Take care. Thank you, everyone, for watching Rocky's Reality. Make sure you all follow Coco Funny Mama Brown.
Please do.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye, girl.
All right. Bye-bye.